inspired last night, man. I love that stuff. I thought Volkanovski was incredible. I thought that Islam was incredible. I also have heard a couple people say to me, not just one, at least two people, that they think they were like breaking down future fights, and they were like, I think Dariush gets through Charles, and then he probably beats Islam. And I'm like, what? Two people said that to me, that they think that Dariush probably wins in a fight against Islam. I'm like, guys, and here's the problem with that. It means you don't understand what you were watching last night. You were watching the two best guys in the world fight. The two best guys in the world, pound for pound. Okay. However, the fight breakdown, people were like, oh, it's going to be a walkthrough for Islam. Okay. Well, guess what? The difference between 145 pounds and 155 pounds is not as much as you think, clearly, Like if the guy's cutting down to 145, it honestly doesn't even mean that he's a smaller like guy, right? It doesn't even mean that he's a smaller guy than the 155 pounder. Maybe he just has a body that is capable of cutting more weight, right? So he's actually probably, he could be exact. I mean, he used to do rugby at like 200 something pounds. And so the point is like, he might not even be a smaller guy. Okay. And so he's just not cutting the extra weight that he's capable of cutting. So he's not even a smaller guy. And it's the number one pound for pound guy against the number 2 pound for pound guy. The fact that they looked vulnerable against each other, that doesn't translate to anyone else, dude. You think that means Dariush is going to beat Islam Makhachev? Why? What about that fight? How does that fight break down? Like, what about Beneil Dariush resembles Alexander Volkanovski? I'm not talking about like, oh, he's good. Yeah, he's good. There's nothing even comparable about their games. Nothing. There's nothing about those two guys' games that's even comparable. Their body frame is completely different. The way they fight is completely different. It's like Islam is not vulnerable because he looked vulnerable against the number 1 pound for pound guy in the world. It's just the two best fighters in the world fighting each other. Okay? The idea that one of the two of them was going to completely dominate the other one is fucking stupid. In hindsight, it's stupid. It's actually idiotic. Who's dominated Volkanovski? Why would anyone just be able to completely dominate Volkanovski? It's ridiculous. The levels are not like that, okay? The best guy in the world is like this much better than everyone else, I mean, not everyone else, but this much better than the next best guys, okay? So the two best guys in the world, of course, they're going to be like right there. Like, how on earth could anyone have thought that like one of these guys was going to get completely dominated? It's ridiculous. In hindsight, it's ridiculous, right? Ridiculous.